All right. Every single month, I do a fundraiser to keep THORnews up and running, regardless of hurricanes, volcanoes, earthquakes, pandemics. And so I got 6 days left in my June fundraiser, and hurricane season is 2.5 days away. Super duper thank you to Dave of Fountains by Design and Randy and everybody in Asteroid Fight Club. And please remember, when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and people kind of lose their minds. Plus, Mercury is going retrograde today, so expect some weirdness and some wildness. I made 2 major predictions in April, one being that with Jupiter moving into Pisces with Neptune, we would see a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, and probably a lot of lightning until June 28th, when Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius, and cryptocurrency would start to get its ass kicked because it was alone in Aquarius with Saturn. And so both of those predictions have pretty much come true. And crypto is going to have, in my opinion, a hard time all the way through July. And then they may get another uptick trend from July to December. But then, Jupiter will go forward again and get out of Aquarius and go back into Pisces pretty much for the majority of 2022. So I don't really see crypto doing super great until 2023. Just letting you know, because that is what I do. And I think we can definitely expect a really wild hurricane season, so let's stay on top of it. This is the severe weather possibility for today. We had some pretty nasty storms roll through Houston last night. I did a live stream where I captured a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and a whole fence getting blown down. That was pretty cool. If you want to see it, it's the one before this. This is the danger zone for today. This is the danger zone for tomorrow. And then this is the danger zone for Memorial Day. So you can see we're seeing a lot of weird and wild weather. Kind of staying around the same place. And for hurricane season, I have a feeling the lower area down here needs to keep an eye out. And I want to say again, Mother Nature seems to show her hand ahead of time. So I'm not wishing for a hurricane to hit Texas this year, but I'm saying everybody needs to prepare for it because Mother Nature's been picking on us all year long. And so we've seen tornadoes, but flooding and hail seem to be the bigger stories over the last 2 weeks. And so this is a mixed precipitation map for the next 48 hours. You can see the tip of Florida is getting some action. The upper northeast, while getting a serious cool down, is also getting a lot of rain. And we are getting more and more rain moving into Texas, Oklahoma, and surrounding areas. And I drove from here all the way down to here. And I can tell you the areas in between had a lot of high water levels. And if I'm correct about a very floody June and July, then we're going to see a lot of trouble happening in the future. All right, now we're getting into serious shit. Okay, I always say, although like 99% of truth community says the opposite, if government is going to give you a death total, they're usually going to undercount it as opposed to overcounting it. And so the Texas winter storm and power outages killed hundreds more people than the state says. I believe that. It was bad. It was in the middle of February. I was in Texas. And my wonderful neighbor Rose, 92, never got sick and never really recovered after that storm. And so, we're going to have to keep our head up. Texas, things in Texas have been kind of weird, energetically and emotionally. And so, I don't know, man. Things are crazy, and they're going to get crazier. And I just want to say again, I gave a 6 weeks heads up on that Valentine's Day winter storm that hit Texas. And so I believe I bring my value, and that's how the fundraisers work. Hopefully, if I do a good job over the last month or the last year or the last 8 years, people will think, hey, we want to keep THORnews around. And also, I've said many times, 2021 is like a volcano advent calendar where we're going to get a new volcano eruption every single month in a new spot. It would seem it's been that way for the first 5 months of May. And I don't think that trend is going to stop, especially with all the gas giants on the same side. Anyway, we saw apocalyptic scenes in eastern Congo as a volcanic eruption triggers earthquakes and fears of lake methane explosions. They've had over 400,000 people evacuate the city of Coma, and that is a very bad situation in one of the worst parts of town. I know a lot of times people like to get into a debate over which gender gets treated worse or even which race gets treated worse, but it is always my opinion that poor people get treated the worst of everybody. That may be a hot take, so I apologize if that offended you. All right, Corey Rippenhagen says storms are starting to build and there could be some big ones today. Even the I-25 metro area could get a severe storm. So stay on top of it if that is your thing. And remember, this is an asteroid fight club. Like, we are trying to prevent the collapse of civilization, and it has definitely been in uncharted water territory for a while. And so you got like the USA and Russia relations, you got USA and China relations, you got USA and cryptocurrency relations. Things are super crazy, man. But as your planetary defense commander, I'm staying optimistic and keeping the faith. When I drove to DFW to help my mom move from the ranch to her new house, I drove through a giant storm that had tons of lightning and tons of rain. And so it was like I was driving with Poseidon, which is Neptune, Zeus, which is Jupiter, and then Jesus, which is my own personal Lord and Savior. And then when I drove back, it rained almost the whole time, and when I got back, there was a giant lightning storm, which, like I said, I captured. And so, I don't know, that part was magical, and like I said, I'm going to do my best as your planetary defense commander. But yeah, life is wild. But yes, the world seems kind of fragile right now, man. You know, and it is. That's why I recommend teamwork. And I vote for peace every day. And it definitely feels like volcano weather, where you're going to get snow in some spots, you're going to get intense heat in some spots, you're going to get hail in a lot of spots. This is the snow still falling in the mountains in South Vermont after 1 p.m. in the afternoon on May 29th. The Tornado Kid is letting us know the west is heating up and the east is cooling down, and it's going to be wet in the middle as, you know, Earth is like a McDLT. Oh, man, I missed it. Here we go. But yeah, like I said, things have been pretty dang haily, bro. What the hell? Boom. 99W has been upgraded to a tropical depression. This is somewhere on Earth. And when will we see our first hurricane? I would guess somewhere in the middle of June to the middle of July. That is my open and honest guess for you. The sun has been super duper duper active over the last 2 weeks with lots of coronal mass ejections, lots of solar flares from 2 sunspots. But as you can see here, we have the 2 sunspots, now 1, that are turning off of the limb. And so we may go back to solar minimum conditions for a few days as, you know, the sun is still waking up from a solar minimum, and we should be getting solar maximum in 2025. So we're heading towards that peak. And then we're going to get a solar sector boundary crossing. Earth's magnetic field is quieting as the effects from the May 26th CME impact subside. The calm should continue until May 30th, when our planet is expected to cross through a fold in the heliospheric current sheet. The crossing, called a solar sector boundary crossing, could trigger some minor geomagnetic storms. And then over here, you get a sunspot blows its top. Boy, that sentence sounds kind of gay. Can I make that joke? Can I still make jokes? All right. Forgive me. Oh, on May 28th, sunspot AR2824 erupted. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It blew away some of the sun's atmosphere. Watch the C9 class flare shove against giant loops of hot plasma in this movie from NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. All right. I don't know, man. I'm going to tell jokes, and that's how it goes. But yeah, things are crazy. Click, clack, pow. And once again, good luck to the guys who are selling grand solar minimum and low solar activity. You guys are going to have a difficult time over the next 4 years, man. Seriously, because the sun's sunspot progression and solar flux and solar flares have exceeded NASA and NOAA's predictions, which are higher than the grand solar minimum, guys, for 9 straight months, bro, and it's about to be 10. Some people never going to admit they're wrong, though. Just move those goalposts, buddy. BGWX Brady, who's great, 12Z versus NAM, rain to come. Safe to say widespread 1 to 3 inches is still on the way. Given it's likely to be very little bit more of a convective rainfall, potentially he'd lean towards a NAM, because when those torrential downpours come in, it piles up quickly. And so, yeah, we're still watching to see like how much rain the northeast is going to get. It could get potentially a lot in some spots, over 4 inches, which would pile up fast but then drain fast. But we will have to see. Yeah, guys, I will be with you guys every step of the way this hurricane season. And I'll skip sleep when I need to. Office of the Homeland Security, 3 days. How many hurricanes will we get this year? Nobody knows. Predictions do not matter. It only takes one to make it a bad season. So do not let predictions change how you prepare for hurricane season. Get your Go kit fully stocked, buddy. This is just a quick look at some of the storms we could be getting over Texas today, at least the south part anyways. Sarah Lynn reminding us to stay positive because God is great and you are pretty awesome too. Shark jumping, but definitely one of the best ways I think we can honor the soldiers who gave their lives literally so we can have the freedom we have today is by staying cool, keeping love in your heart, and living a forgiving life. But, stay away from the bad guys. We're definitely going into strange days indeed, and it will take teamwork to keep it together. But I am not going to lose faith. And I do believe in the cycle of things get really crappy during solar minimums. And 2018 through February 2021 were pretty dang crappy, but I have sensed a shift. And for at least me personally, things are getting better. And hopefully things will continue to improve through at least 2027, 2029. At least that's how I'm looking at it. Erica Palmerio, beautiful coronal mass ejection erupting from AR12824 and associated with C9.4 class flare. This impressive activity happens as the active region is approaching the western limb of the sun, hence the resulting CME that got everybody talking. Let me say again, nobody knows what the sun's going to do, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if you get like 10,000 people who agree with you what the sun is going to do, 5 months from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now. Nobody knows, man. There are no solar experts out there. Okay. And, in the 8 years of THORnews, we've all gotten pretty good at watching for hurricanes together. But, that's what we're doing. It's a team effort. I just want to say thank you again to all of Asteroid Fight Club. Like I said, I went to DFW. I helped my mom move for 11 days. So now I get to feel like a really good son, and that is a good feeling. But I am back in Houston, and I love the city. Man, I drove through Houston last night. It was raining pretty much the whole time to drive as I went from up here to down here. And that storm was super impressive. I just want to thank all y'all again. You guys are super duper fantastic. And, let us hang in there for better days. And I'll be here for you for hurricane season and pretty much everything else as your Planetary Defense Commander. And so if you would like to contribute, for the work I did last month, all through 2021, all through 2020, or even 8 years, 7 years, whatever, it would be greatly appreciated because this is my whole life. I have kids. I have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. This is my job to be the best Planetary Defense Commander and to keep it together for you guys as possible. And so if you would like to reward me, I will do my best to kick ass in June as well. And hopefully things have been calmed down enough that I can make more edited videos because who doesn't love those? But I gotta say, May was super crazy on every level and every way. But I just thank y'all all again so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for allowing me to have and keep the greatest job I've ever had. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Oh, yeah. But if you do want to donate, man, I love getting letters in the mail. And thank you to everyone who sent me a letter in May when I really, really, really needed you guys. Y'all always step up for me. And that was like even when I got the coronavirus at the end of 2019, y'all stepped up for me. I went through the vaccination process. Y'all stepped up for me. And so I do what I can to, do my best for y'all. I got a PayPal, a Cash App, a Patron, and a whole lot of love for y'all. So stay cool. Let us have a great weekend. Once again, I love y'all. God bless everyone. Stay cool, and I'll talk to y'all in the near future. Thank you again to Dave of Fountains by Design, Randy, and all of Asteroid Fight Club. Even my haters and my hackers, they have helped make me a better man. And I appreciate that. Feeling pretty good these days. Yeah.